Hi guys, it's Michelle, and today's video is going to be another Mandela effect video. I love filming these because you guys are just, I don't know, you guys like them, I like them. Back in the day I used to be like really obsessed with Mandela effects and like get very worked up over them. I don't really see any that much anymore that like really like mess me up like how they used to. But I do find it interesting like to see like what you guys remember versus like what I remember versus like what it is. So I like still filming these videos even though I'm not like shook anymore, but I just like them. Anyway, let's get into it. So the first Mandela effect that I want to talk about is actually something that I've talked about in the past, but it's more like, I guess, proof of it. I keep seeing proof of this thing literally everywhere, and it's Sex in the City. I always remember being Sex in the City because they have Sex in the City, but apparently it's always been Sex and the City. I'm sure you guys have heard this Mandela effect before. It's like a relatively popular one, I would say. But the thing is I keep seeing this like actual proof of Sex in the City existing with people saying it on TV shows, perfumes, like different merchandise that literally says Sex in the City. Yeah, you would think if somebody was making merchandise for something, it'd be Sex and the City, like it would be correct. So I just think that's really weird, and I just wanted to like show you guys that like proof or whatever, like residue as people call it. I just think that's so weird. Like, I really remember it, first of all, being Sex in the City. I think it makes more sense. I understand that it kind of like flows, like it's like Sex in the City or Sex and the City, like it's hard to tell the difference between the two. But I just think it's weird that like merchandise like would be wrong, you know what I mean? The next Mandela effect has to do with cars. I always remember the like little disclaimer in the mirrors on a car saying objects may be closer than they appear. Like, always I thought that, and I always was a little confused because I remember like as a kid I feel like you are bored in the car, like on road trips and shit. Like I would always like look out the window and like be dramatic, acting like I'm in a freaking music video or something. I really remember it saying like objects may be closer than they appear, because I would always be like, what do they mean by like maybe? Like how do they not know? Like I used to be like really pissed about this. But apparently it's always been objects in mirror are closer than they appear, which I understand makes more sense. To me, that's never how it was. Like I've always seen maybe. That's just, did anyone else remember that? I mean, I know you guys have because people send me these. That's like usually what happens with my Mandela effects is like you guys send them to me on Instagram DMs, Twitter, like Snapchat, everything. And then I like to like look at them, and if I'm like kind of like, well, what? I like to talk about it, see what you guys remember. So what do you guys remember? Because I definitely remember it being objects in mirror may be closer than they appear. Okay, so the next Mandela effect once again comes from a Vine. This is one of my favorite Vines, which is weird because I'm actually unsure of how I remember it. I kind of can see it perfectly both ways. Yes, like a lot of people remember the Uvu Jawver Vine being, I've never been to Uvu Jawver, which actually in retrospect I think that's how I remember it, but apparently it is I've never went to Uvu Jawver. Now that I'm thinking about it, I really remember it was I never been to Uvu Jawver, but like actually was it? I don't know. What do you guys remember on that one? Like if you were to hear both, like which one would you like pick as correct? Because that's apparently it, and I just don't. Obviously I can't play Vines in a video, so I'll like link the Vine in the description box because the Vines in the videos, I don't know, for some reason Vine has like really weird copyright laws, so we're not trying to get demonetized. So guys, this is Gabriel, who is like actually in the Vine, and I watched his video on like him explaining it just because I was curious as to like why he said, like, I don't know how he misheard like Uber driver to Uvu Jawver. Anyway, I was just curious, and he literally says, like, he kept saying has never been, not went, and I just think that's weird because he's obviously in the Vine. I'll link his video in the description box below so you guys can see for yourself, but I just thought that was pretty cool, or like weird. I don't know. The next Mandela effect that I want to talk about is something that you guys have sent me over and over again if you're from the UK. Like a lot of people always ask me to do UK Mandela effects, and I try to every once in a while, but then again I also don't remember anything because like I didn't grow up in the UK. But basically there's this candy called Magic Stars that you guys have been sending me nonstop since I started making Mandela effect videos, but I never knew what the hell a Magic Star was. But essentially it's like star-shaped candies with like little faces on it. And I guess a lot of you guys remember on the front package of Magic Stars candy there being like a star with a face on it, but now it's just a plain star. So if you're from the in the UK, let me know what you remember. I would just like to know, like, it's a little interesting, but yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I can't really vouch for this because I didn't grow up eating this candy or anything, but I will vouch for Maltesers because that one trips me out. I've talked about that before, and I have had Maltesers pretty much my whole life because I did have a friend whose mom was from London, so like anytime they would go to London, they would come home and bring me like candy, but they would bring me specifically like Maltesers, like not this star candy, so I didn't know. But Maltesers, I've always thought it's been Maltesers, like spelled like this, but it's always been Maltesers, and I just like, no. Okay, the next Mandela effect is from a movie that I will admit I have never seen, which may shock you because it's probably one of the most popular movies of all time, but I've just never seen it, and it's the Titanic. Honestly, the only reason I've never seen it is because my parents always scared me to like watch this movie because I kind of knew vaguely, I knew it was like about a boat that like hit an iceberg and sunk. And we used to go on cruises a lot when we were like little, so like I did not want to watch this movie because I was like, I'll be terrified, like I knew. I've heard this quote before because it's just like one of those movie quotes that's really popular, and it's "paint me like one of your French girls," that Rose says to Jack. Apparently this is like a really popular movie quote. I've heard it all over. I literally even typed it in on Twitter to see if people would tweet it, and people have tweeted it millions of times. But apparently that's never been the line. It's always been "draw me like one of your French girls."
Jack, I want you to draw me like one of your French girls.
Which is kind of weird because I know I've heard this quote before, and I've never heard it as draw. Even though I guess in the movie he is like an artist that he draws. I don't know. So like I said, I haven't seen the movie, so I can't really fully vouch for it. But if you have, which I'm sure like all of you have, let me know what you remember. But I definitely remember hearing it being "paint me like one of your French girls." It's just one of those another like weird misquoted like movies, because that's like a really big misquote, because I swear I've heard that so many times, which is so weird because it's not that at all, is it? All right, the next one kind of effed me up a little bit more than I would like. Basically, when I was a kid, I didn't personally eat these because I just didn't think they were good, but my sister was obsessed with Quaker Chewy bars, like literally obsessed. These were the only things this bitch would eat. I swear, I don't know. My sister is so weird with food, like when we were kids. And she would just always eat these Chewy bars, these Dips Chewy bars. I kind of always remember it being Dips, just D-I-P-S, like spelled normally. Or even Dibs. I don't know, that could be like me just like it up because I was really young when my sister used to eat this. I definitely don't ever remember it being D-I-P-P-S, which is what apparently it is now. Like I said, I was pretty young when my sister was doing this because my sister's older than me. So what do you guys remember? I would like to know because I'm unsure. Like a lot of these Mandela effects the past recent months, like I can see it both ways. This one, I can't really see Dips with the 2 P's, but I could just be wrong. But I know some of you guys, like I said, have sent this to me because I mean that's how I find them, is either you send them to me or like on Reddit or Instagram or whatever. So let me know what you think because honestly I don't know. I should really ask my sister. The next Mandela effect is another candy one. This is an American brand of candy, I'm pretty sure, but it's the little Robin's Eggs candy from like Easter. I used to love this shit. Like I don't know, they're kind of like malted milk ball-ish, like they're kind of like Whoppers or Maltesers, but they're like in the shape of little eggs and they're like speckled. I just thought they were cute and like pastel colored, so I loved them as a kid. But I've always remembered it being Robin's Eggs because that's what makes the most sense. Like, cause like if you think of a color like the like Tiffany blue color, it's like Robin's Egg blue because it's like a robin's egg, if that makes sense. So I've always thought it should be like, oh, it's a robin's eggs, like cause they're a robin's eggs, but apparently it's always just been Robin Eggs, which looks so weird, sounds so weird to even say. It literally freaks me out. I don't like it. Like, I don't know what you guys remember, but I certainly don't remember that. All right, the last Mandela effect that I want to talk about is FaceTime. You guys have sent this to me so many times, but I haven't been, like, I don't know, I guess every time someone FaceTime me, I never, like I would always forget to, like, look and notice, and, like, I would forget about it. But essentially, everyone always remembers this being like, blank blank would like to FaceTime, because that's how a sentence works. However, a few days ago, my friend Elle was calling me and it said Elle Mills would like FaceTime. Would like FaceTime. That's not even English. Like, that doesn't even make sense. And I was like, I guess I just kept forgetting about it and forgetting to talk about it anytime you guys like sent it to me and stuff. But then when I actually saw it on my phone for some reason, this time I like screenshotted it and I was like, oh my god, would like FaceTime. Like, it actually does say that. And I just thought it was weird. I don't know, that is weird. Like, why would they not say would like to FaceTime? Like, what is that? What is that grammar, sir? But yeah, let me know what you guys remember on that. But that is it for today's Mandela Effect video. If you guys liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you think about all these Mandela effects. I would love to know. Like I said, I just find it interesting to see like what the human brain remembers. Even the Mandela effects that I do talk about, sometimes I don't necessarily think they're like a Mandela effect like dimensional thing. I don't know, I think the human brain just like works in mysterious ways that we just don't understand. So I don't know, but what do you guys think? Let me know. And that is it. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram because I'm always posting really dope ass shit on there. Subscribe for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'll see you all on Wednesday. Bye.